Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari. Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana. Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana. Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe. Jaya Radha Kala Chanji Radha Kala Chanji Radhe. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. Nashtaprayeshu abhadyeshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate ruttamaśloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha nandagopakumaraya govindaya namo namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 22, Text 9. Yeah. Kim atmananena jahati yo antata. Kim riktahare svajanakya dasyubhi. Kim jayaya samshriti hetu bhutaya. Martasya gehe kim ayusho vyahu. Kim atmananena jahati yo antata. Kim riktahare svajanakya dasyubhi. Kim jayaya samshriti hetu bhutaya. Martasya gehe kim ehayusho vyavaha. Those who want to repeat. Kim atmanena jahati yo antata. Kim riktahare sajanakya dasyubhi. Kim jayaya samshriti hetu bhutaya. Martasya gehe kim iha yusho vyavaha. Kim atmananena jahati antata. Kim riktahare sajanakya dasyubhi. Kim jayaya samshriti hetu bhuyaha. Martasya gehe kim iha yusho vyavaha. Anyone? Kim atmananena jahati yo antata. Kim riktahare swajanakya dashibhi. Kim jayaya samshrihetu bhuyaya. Martasya gehe kimiha yusho vyavaha. Transliteration. Kim. Atmana nena. Of this body. Jahati. Gives up. Yaha. Which body? Antataha. At the end of life. Kim. What is the use? Riktaharai. The plunderers of wealth. Swajanakhya dashyubihi. Those who are actually plunderers but who pass by the name of relatives. Kim. What is the use? Jayaya. Of a wife. Samshriti hetu bhutaya. Who is the source of increasing material conditions? Martasya. Of a person sure to die. Gehai. Of houses, family and community. Kim. What is the use? Iha. In which house? Ayushaha. Of the duration of life. Vyavaha. Simply wasting. Transliteration and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. What is the use of the material body which automatically leaves its owner at the end of life? And what is the use of all one's family members who are actually plunderers taking away money that is useful for the service of the Lord in spiritual opulence? What is the use of a wife? She is only the source of increasing material conditions. What is the use of family, home, country and community? Attachment for them merely wastes the valuable energy of one's lifetime. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, advises, Sarva dharman paritagya mamekam sharanam vrajaha. Give up all other varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. The common man does not appreciate such a statement by the Supreme Personality of Godhead because he thinks that during his lifetime, his family, society, country, body and relatives are everything. Why should one give up any one of them and take shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead? But from the behavior of great personalities like Prahlada Maharaj and Bali Maharaj, we understand that surrendering to the Lord is the right action for an intelligent person. Prahlada Maharaj took shelter of Vishnu against the will of his father. Similarly, Bali Maharaj took shelter of Vamanadev against the will of his spiritual master, Shukracharya, and all the leading demons. People may surprise that devotees like Prahlada and Bali Maharaj could seek shelter of the side of the enemy, giving up the natural affinity for family, hearth and home. In this connection, Bali Maharaj explains that the body, which is the center of all material activities, is also a foreign element. Even though we want to keep the body fit and helpful to our activities, the body cannot continue eternally. Although I am a soul which is eternal, after using the body for some time, I have to accept another body, tata dehantara praptihi, according to the laws of nature. Unless I render some service with the body for advancement in devotional service, one should not use the body for any other purpose. One must know that if he uses the body for any other purpose, he is simply wasting time. For as soon as the time is ripe, the soul will automatically leave the body. We are very interested in society, friendship and love. What are they? They are those in the garb of friends and relatives merely plunder the hard-earned money of the bewildered soul. Everyone is affectionate towards his wife and is attached to her. But what is the wife? The wife is called Stri, which means one who expands material condition. If a person lives without a wife, his material conditions are less extensive. As soon as one marries and is connected with a wife, his material necessities increase. Pumshastriyaha mithuni bhavam etam tayor mita hridaya grantir ayu ato grahashetra sutapa vitair janasya mohoyam aham mameti. The attraction between male and female is the basic principle of material existence. On the basis of this misconception, which ties together the hearts of the male and female, one becomes attracted to his body, home, property, children, relatives, and wealth. In this way, one's life increases life's illusions and thinks in terms of I and mine. Human life is meant for self-realization and not for increasing unwanted things. Actually, a wife increases unwanted things. One's lifetime, one's home, and everything one has, if not properly used in the service of the Lord, are all sources of material conditions of perpetual suffering under the threefold miseries, Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, and Adi Daivika. Unfortunately, there is no institution in human society for education on this subject. People are kept in darkness about the goal of life, and thus there is a continuous struggle for existence. We speak of survival of the fittest, but no one survives, for no one is free under material conditions. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yenam Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So, this shloka actually comes in the context when Bali Maharaj realizes actually that what is the real purpose of life. So, in this purport, it may sound as if there is a little bit of negative connotation, but one should first take example from Valmiki. So, as we know the story of Valmiki, as he was a hunter, he used to kill animals to sustain his family. And it so happened that when Narada Muna pointed out that you are doing this all for the sustenance of your family and the sin you are incurring, go and ask them, will they actually partake in the sins of your activity? So he immediately goes back to his family and he asks his wife, I have been doing all this for you. And he asks his father-in-law and mother-in-law, because he used to live with him, will you take care of all of my sins, what I am doing to sustain? And they said, no, we can't do this. This is what you are doing. So the example for all this is maintenance of one's activities in life is important, but it should be towards spiritual life, or as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, yadasnosi yad dadasi yad juhosi tapasyasi yad tapasyasi kaunteya tad kurusva madarpanam. So that which is done in towards devotional service, but even before devotional service, that which is in accordance to dharma. Before devotional service, one should understand that following dharma is important. Without dharma, Bhagavan himself talks about Bhagavad Gita. As we say, dharmattu sakshat bhagavad pranitam. Why he spoke Bhagavad Gita? Because Arjuna had a moral dilemma. And the moral dilemma comes when one is not clear about understanding of dharma and then how to follow it and implement it in one's life. So similarly, what Bali Maharaj in this shloka is saying is, as you said, we may say in general sense he talks about plunderers, but the plunderers is in the case where the people around us or in a society which is Kali Yuga, that people are not towards dharma. So how do we protect ourselves in the enclosure of dharma? And even in a family life, or whether we are a grahastha, we are a brahmachari, we are a vanaprastha or a sannyasi, how do we protect ourselves with this kavacham of dharma around us? And that is actually the message Bali Maharaj is trying to actually explain to us. Because without dharma, even the world doesn't sustain. As Krishna says, paritranaya sadhunam, To deliver the souls is to establish dharma only actually. So, and this is where Valmiki then understands that his folly, that I am doing that to sustain my family, but that which is against dharma. Now, if he had done activity in the process of doing what is dharma, then he would not have this moral dilemma. And so his family would have not had the moral dilemma. So this is the lesson for all of us, as how Bali Maharaj is saying that we may sustain, we may be professionals, we may do different professions, we may be whatever ashrama we are. But what is important is to always be towards dharma. Now I know this sloka talks about, a little bit about this three energy. You see, this, even if we talk about spiritual name, Shri is always present. The mercy is always present. But even in a household, both people are required, Purusha and Stri. And actually it is said in Vedam that first is Matru Devo Bhava and then only Pitru Devo Bhava. So the first respect is always given to woman and womanhood and mother actually. And then only comes father. So even in spiritual life we see, we had Radhashtami last week and we pray to Srimati Radharani for mercy. So expansion only happens to Stri, but at the same point expansion, that which is towards dharma is what is to be understood. That which is against dharma is not good. Like for example, Ajamila. Ajamila was living a pious Brahmanical life and he had a very pious wife and he has pious children. He went towards another woman which is not in dharma. So the context has to be understood here. Without, as I said, in the material world, every man is born of a woman. So the first respect is always given to the woman and mother. So from a Shastra perspective, that is why it is said that woman is the sustenance actually, and the bond which holds the family life together also. Yes, if it is against dharma, then it can also break it. So one should understand that, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, interaction between husband and wife is also required for a family life, to create children, to have progeny. But that which is towards dharma, sustaining, and that is the aspect of actually grahastha life. And this is what we must understand. If we talk about surrender, this comes with actually how Bali Maharaj talks about surrender is towards actually bharasamarpanam, atma nikshepaha. So it means we are actually Lord's property. When Bali Maharaj was asked, Vamana was asked 3 foots of land, Bali Maharaj at the third point, he decided to offer his own self. See, this surrender, in order to understand dharma, it is called atma nikshepaha, means surrender of the Lord's property to oneself. After all, this body is his. This Jivatma also, we are created from him, is his. So that which is his and we cannot possess is always his. It is only for us to come to realization, and that is called atma nikshepaha, and what we call as atma samarpanam, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, is sarva dharma parityagya mamekam sharanam vrajaha. Now one will question, when Bali Maharaj did this surrender, what protected him actually? In material world we surrender to our boss, we surrender to normal life or people XYZ. What is the defense of atma nikshepaha? It is called nikshepa rakshaha. So it means that the doctrine itself, in technical terms, but actually Bhagavan Sri Krishna, or even in any avataram, he gives assurance. So Vamanadev knew there is only 2 strokes of foot he can keep. But by asking for the 3rd foot, Tripada, so he is actually giving the shelter through his feet. And that is called Nikshepa Rakshaha. Krishna will lift Govardhana hill. We can see here the picture. He is lifting with his little finger and he gives protection. But that is from the emotion of looking at his Bhagavatas. But isn't that the protection is better found under Lord's feet? So actually, Atma Rikshepa Raksha, Nikshepa Rakshaha, Bali Maharaj got the fortune because he decided that when I have no other means and I surrender that way, then the protection is 100% realized, not guaranteed. Guarantee is always there. Sri Krishna always gives guarantee. When he lifted the Govardhan hill also, the guarantee was already there. Yes, he played his Leela to create some kind of fear, but the answer is the protection is there. But it is the, what we say as the 100% conviction. And this is what actually Bali Maharaj got. So in Bhakti Yoga, see, we want to surrender, we want to serve, we chant. But our chanting should also be done in that surrender. We shouldn't doubt his protection. Yes, there is prarabdha karma, one should apply practicality in life. As I've said many times, you can't wear not a seatbelt and go and drive and expect protection. That is foolishness, that is challenging. Protection comes when no other means are present and we surrender to Sri Krishna's feet. So Bali Maharaj very clearly expounds in this verse that all of these other things, so it is like this, if you have a root and the root is, it's not like a single root, the root spreads in the ground. So what is important is it's not just our own effort. When we live in satsangam, we live in Bhagavatas, around community, we come to a temple, it is like how the roots of a tree spread. So similarly, in a Grahastha life, in the main thing, the wife should be very supportive of the husband. Yes, vice versa is also important. Husband should also be supportive of the wife. It is not one-sided, but it is both ways. But the example from this is that is in Atma Rikshepaha, for example, Sri Krishna may come, other acharyas may come, they don't need support of others. They help uplift. But for us, it is important to understand that this Nikshepa Raksha will come with our own effort, but also blessings of our gurus, spiritual masters, and satsangam around us actually. So Bali Maharaj very clearly explains in this shloka that really that there may be other unwanted distractions in life, but if we use everything towards the service of Sri Krishna in our devotional life, then it is purified. So one shouldn't think that Sri's expansion means bad. Yes, the other thing one should also think is whether in a family life, this doesn't, after all in the end, one should understand the word Sri is understood literally as woman. But there is only one Purusha in this whole universe. That is Sri Krishna. We are all Sri Purusha only. Our nature is only to sustain and be subservient to him actually. So the bodily conception makes us think as men we are in power, or women may also nowadays think, that is effect of Kali Yuga. But actually there is only one Purusha. That's what we say. So just to share, when Vamana actually took his first foot, his toenail grazed through the heavens, and in the causal ocean his nail scratched. So from there the causal ocean water flowed into Brahmaloka. And as we know, that Brahmaloka water which flowed from the causal ocean and which is coming from Tirvikramaha. So why we say Vamanavatam is Tirvikramaha, which 3 steps he took. So he took 3 steps as vows. And the first step actually also made sure that that water which flowed into Brahmaloka is the Ganges. And we know one of the Leelas is such that Bhagirata had actually was doing Ashwadeva Yagya. And in the Ashwadeva Yagna, he went actually, they sent the horse. So when the horse went into the nether worlds, he sent his sons, 60,000 sons. So naturally in the 60,000 sons, it so happened that they saw the Muni and they disturbed his penance. So he burned them immediately to ashes. Naturally, it is important in our Sanatana Dharma that offering oblations to ancestors or for the departed is a very important aspect which cannot be ignored. So it so happened that his grandson Amshuman again went to the sage and asked basically that I want to have the deliverance of my Pitrus or ancestors. So he did penance. So from Brahmaloka, the prayer was done. And from Ganges, the Ganges which is flowing today, it actually comes from heaven. It flows into the matted locks of Shiva. And that is what we see which comes from Himalayas. And then also goes to the nether worlds, and that is where his ancestors were delivered. So we can see that Vamana Avataram also made sure that Ganges was also caught from the causal ocean into Brahmaloka and into what we see. Now the same principle we can apply, that Ganges is also an expanding energy, but the water can be used for anything. So similarly, our devotional life and service can either, or even material opulences can be used for the right thing, and cannot be, we should know what we should not use it for actually. The other thing is, so we know that the Ganges flowed, and tomorrow in the context we are celebrating boat festival here today. So the real boat festival, what is called Nauka Vihar, is celebrated in Vrindavana. So in Vrindavana there are many kundas, and so one of the kund is Manasi Ganga, as we know. So the same Ganges which is flowing in actually through Himalayas and through India, which is of course Vrindavana, is Mathura is not far away, as we know from Uttarakhand and all. So naturally Nanda Maharaj and other people were old and they couldn't visit actually the holy tirthas. So Sri Krishna made sure that this Manasi Ganga was actually dug, and Manasi Ganga means that which is coming from Bhagavan's mind. So he meditated, and actually Manasi Ganga actually came in Vrindavana. And for those who have visited, it is in the path of Govardhana village. Though there are many kundas, we know Shama Kunda, Radha Kund, Manohar Kund, Lalita Kund, but Manasi Ganga actually is the biggest in size. So the Leela, just to share about this boat festival, it so happened that Srimati Radharani and the gopis once wanted to cross this Manasi Ganga. And it so happened that there was a boatman. And the boatman actually basically said, I will help you guys cross this, but naturally you have to pay me something. The gopis, all of them, Srimati Radharani and others, they only had their curd, the milk, and all the items they had. So actually, so he said, okay, you barter this for me, I will take you along. And as they started rowing, he, this boatman actually, kind of in the middle of the center, he said, I'm tired, I want to take rest, whatever. And they basically protested, what is this? We have given you, now you have to take us back. And the back and forth happens. He says, okay, if you all don't agree with me, I'm tired, I will throw all of your bartered items into the Manasi Ganga. So Srimati Radharani notices that this boatman, he had hidden a flute in his hip. So actually, so basically when Srimati Radharani notices this flute, she realizes it is none other than Nand Braj, which is Sri Krishna. So we can see that how this pastime actually happens. So in the aspect of Manasi Ganga, water gives clarity to all in life also. It purifies us, just as Ganga. Our devotion also should be as reflective when we look in the mirror or in the water. Our bhavam. Srimati Radharani's devotion actually is that which shows the essence as a reflection of her mood. Similarly, so we can see that if we describe Sri Krishna, Vatsalpa charako api vatsa, Sri Vatsa lanchana, utsavaya kada bhavet, itsuke mama lochane. So, Sri Krishna, his eyes are always exorbitant. And as a child also, it is not that Krishna was he was still a young boy in Vrindavana. So he is Vatsalpa means one who tends to the calves, and Gopala is the one who tends to the cows. So Krishna, even though he's a tender age, he loves to be with the calves actually. So we see that the beauty of Krishna. We say Madhuri Bharite Manobhirame Mrudula Tarasmita Mudrita Anandev Tribhuvana Nayika Labhaneyi Mahasivayam Brajabaji Lalasasma. So we are captured and enamored, Srimati Radharani says, by this Krishna who is sweetness all over. Madhuri Mahabharite. He attracts the mind. Manobhirame with his soft smile. Mridula Tarasmita, expressing his joy in his moon-like face. And that this sloka actually, as we know, why Kalachanji is called Kalachanji. So the relationship to this word of Manobhirame Mridula Tarasmita, to his moon-like face. Mudrita Anando, and he who abides in the land of cowards, which is Brajabhaji, and who is desired by all the three words. Tribhuvana Naika Labhanai. So see, Radharani understands that this is the desire she has to spend time. The Gopis also have the same desire. So naturally, in the context of this is why we actually celebrate this boat festival, this Nauka Vihar Leela, where we take Srimati Radharani along with Sri Krishna, Lalita Devi, Vishaka Devi and other gopis come together, and basically we have Jalakrida pastimes which happen. So that is the beauty of this boat festival. So of course, Leelas and pastimes happen always in Vrindavana. It is for our mind to actually meditate and also to purify ourselves by this meditation and dhyanam and smriti and hearing it and practicing it. And that is how actually we can also be eventually participating in these eternal pastimes. But this aspect will only come with actually surrender. And this is why Bali Maharaj is one of the stressed persons, even though he was in a Daitya Kulam, though he was there with all the demons and all these followers, he decided to actually surrender. And this surrender and having the shelter of his Sri Krishna's feet, in this case Vamana or Trivikrama, is what actually will give us assurance. Naturally in life, we all look for assurance, we look for security. But the ultimate security can only, yes, we have support of our family, people around us, whatever we want to say. But the real security actually comes from Atma Nikshepaha. Because Sri Krishna, Paramatma, is already present inside us. And when we realize that, we can actually relish it and also spread that fragrance to others, just like in the boat festival tomorrow. So I will end today's class. If there is any comments or thoughts or questions.
Hare Krishna, Vishnu Sharan Prabhu, thank you for very nice walking us through all the pastimes. And we can see that in your personal life, you're always serving on the altar, doing all the abhisheks. So it's very nice when you talk about the pastimes, and then we can also see, okay, in boat festival, all the festivals, you're always right there serving the deities. So thank you. Jai.
Okay. Any other questions or thoughts? Or okay. So Vrindraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Sri-Gurum Vaishnavanscha Sri-Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganal Raghunathanitang Swam Sajeevam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vitakha Nikancha Namang Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutali Srimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Te Namini Srivasabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabhai Krishna Sammanna Vijnanam Gahine Prabhame Namaha Madhu Jayujjala Pramadhyam Sri Rupanu Gabhaktiram Sri Gaura Karuna Sakti Vigrahaya Namastuti Namaste Gauravani Srimurtaye Dinatarini Rupanuga Virodhapa Siddhanta Dhantaharini Samsara Dava Nalanira Loka Pranaya Karunya Ghana Ghanatyam Prapta Kalyana Gunarnavasya Vande Gurasi Charanadabindam Samsara Damanalilokam Pranaya Karunya Ghana Ghanatyam Raptasya Kalyana Gunarnavasya Bande Gurasi महाप्रभु की तननित गीतम वादित्रमाद्यन् मनसो रसेना रोमाञ्चकं पाशु तरङ्गभाजो वन्दे गुरस्य चरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरस्य चरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरस्य चरणारविन्दम् श्रीविग्रहाराधमनीतनना सिंगारतन्मन्दिरामार्जनादौ युक्तस्य मक्तांस्यं निजं यतोऽपि वन्दे गुरस्य चरणारविन्दम् संसारदावानलनिरलोक त्राणाय कारुण्यघनाघनत्यम् प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणार्णवस्य वन्दे गुरस्य चरणारविन्दम् श्रीविग्रहाराधननित्यनाना सिंगारतन्मन्दिरमार्जनादौ युक्तस्य वक्तांस्यानिजं यतोऽपि वन्दे गुरस्य चरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरस्य चरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरस्य चरणारविन्दम् चतुर्विधा श्रीभगवत्प्रसादम् सर्वान्नकृत्यान् हरिभक्तसङ्घान् तृप्तैव तृप्तिं भजतो सदैव वन्दे गुरस्य चरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरस्य चरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरस्य चरणारविन्दम् श्रीराधिका माधवयरपाद माधुर्यनीला गुणरूपनाम्नाम् प्रतीक्षणस्यादनललुटस्य वन्दे गुरस्य चरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरस्य चरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरस्य चरणारविन्दम् संसारदावानलनिरलोक प्राणाय कारुण्य घनाघनत्यम् रक्तकन्यनगुणान्नवश्य वन्दे गुणश्रीचरणारविन्दम् निकुञ्जगुणालतिकेलिसिद्धैः जजालिविद्युक्तिरपेक्षणीया तत्रातिदाक्षादतिवल्लभस्य वन्दे गुणश्रीचरणारविन्दम् साक्षाद्धरितेन समस्तशास्त्रैः युक्तस्तथा भावतैव सद्भिः किन्तु प्रभोर्या प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरश्रीचरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरश्रीचरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरश्रीचरणारविन्दम् संसारदावानन्दनीयलोकम् प्राणाय कारुण्य घनाघनत्यम् प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणान्नवश्य वन्दे गुरश्रीचरणारविन्दम् यस्य प्रसादाद् भगवत्प्रसाद यस्य प्रसादात् न गतिः कुतोऽपि दयं शुभं तस्य यशस्विसन्धम् वन्दे गुरश्रीचरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरश्रीचरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरश्रीचरणारविन्दम् संसारदावानललिलोकात् त्राणाय कारुण्य घनाघनत्यम् सप्तस्य कन्ननगुणान्नवस्य वन्दे गुरश्रीचरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरश्रीचरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरश्रीचरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरश्रीचरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरश्रीचरणारविन्दम् श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानन्द भज श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृन्द श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानन्द भज श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृन्द Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Marjanam Bhavamahadabhagni Nidvapanam Shreya Kairavachandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhujivanam Ketadappanamarjanam Bhavamahadabhagni-nidvapanam Shreya Kairavachandrika-vitaranam Vidyavadhujivanam Anandamudivardhanam Ananda Anandamudivardhanam, 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 प्रतिपदं पूर्णामिता साधनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम् आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृता स्वादनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम् ये तदर्पणमार्जनम्